first of all, I just want to say that aging is unpredictable. Hey, so this is shoot, I don't know what's called, vlog with me, baby. Yeah. And I decided to vlog about my health journey. And first of all, I just want to say that aging is unpredictable. But I would rather be aging than in the ground or cremated and dusted everywhere. I don't know. Anyway, but aging is unpredictable, and there are so many things that happen in our lives where we are like, whoop, I did not see that coming. And so I wanted to blog about just some things that's been going on in my life. If you have seen previous vlogs, I have talked about my experiences of my menstrual cycle and how they can be painful and how I can be tired and all of these things. And those symptoms have constantly increased on a consistent basis. Heavy bleeding, more pain, and all of these things, to where it got to a point that I was like, something doesn't feel right. I'm going to the doctor. And so my paranoia pushed me to the doctor, and I had found out that I have fibroids. So just to kind of share what this vlog is really about, it shows me on my way to the doctor with my concern. It shows me leave the doctor even more concerned. I'm just kind of like sharing footage of what I was dealing with. And initially, I was not going to share any of this because I did not like knowing that I actually had fibroids. See, my idea of it was like, hey y'all, I'm going to the doctor. We're gonna see what's going on. They're gonna tell me it's nothing going on. And there you go. Stay on top of your health. Go to the doctor, blah, blah, blah. And when I found out that I had fibroids and I would actually have to have a surgical procedure, I was just really down about it. I didn't really talk a lot about how I felt with my friends, my family, or anyone. I would share it, but my feelings about it, I haven't really talked much about. Because for weeks when I would think about it, I would just get really emotional. So a lot of what you're going to see is from October, maybe even, some from, August, some from September, and maybe a little bit from October. I have not had a date scheduled for when I have to have surgery, but I will be having surgery, and I'll try to share some of that along the way. The reason I really wanted to the reason I finally decided to share was because my friend Benita and even my pastor encouraged me to still share my story, because that's what people want to see. They want to see the transparency, and I'm not the only one that's dealing with this. There's people who've been in worse situations than me that can relate. People who have never been in this situation that will still find this as relatable information. And I want to share because of that, because I want you all to see that I really do practice what I preach, and that you have to take your health seriously. And when you have concerns, you have to address them, because it's what's best for you. And it gives you that peace of mind and knowing it wasn't the news I wanted, but now that we know what's going on, how do we move forward? And that's the purpose of me sharing. So a lot of this is me in the car. Some of it, my hair, car. Some of it, my hair. Hold on. So a lot of this footage is me in the car. You'll see my hair looking a mess. You'll see me looking a mess. It's all good, right? It's just me being me and letting you all just see more of who I am and what Gero-what is all about, which is your aging experience. And for me, it's about mine. So the piece of aging that's unpredictable, that's unknown, I think a lot of times is what causes so much fear of us getting older. And I'm showing you all that, yes, it can be scary. Getting older can be scary. But there's so much more into it that's beautiful, enlightening, that brings about different lessons and how we handle those lessons and apply them to our lives, that I just think is amazing. And that is why I want to show it. So let's get to it. Hey, all right, so today, don't mind my lipstick and stuff, it's been a long day, but I am on my way to my gynecologist. And the reason why is because I have had some concerns with my periods. This past month, I mean, it was just very, very painful, very, very heavy bleeding, and I just got really concerned and paranoid. And so I made an appointment with my doctor. You know, I try to practice what I preach. I'm always telling people, like, oh, you better make an appointment with a doctor. And, you know, if you have concerns, you need to address them. Don't let them linger. So that's me. This is me practicing what I preached. I ain't even gonna lie, though. When I was bleeding heavy and everything, I got scared. And my brain just started spiraling with all of these negative things that it could mean. I mean, I was Googling stuff, number one no, and I just nervous. But I had to redirect my thoughts. I'll let y'all know what the doctor talking about. Alright, so just left my doctor's office appointment. I have to come back in roughly like 2 weeks for an ultrasound. She ordered a complete blood count and then also blood work to check my thyroid and make sure everything was okay with that. And then I also got a pelvic exam, and she did feel something on the right side. So when I come back in a couple of weeks, the ultrasound will be able to show her what she's looking for. Yeah, that is where we are right now. I ain't gonna lie, I teared up a little bit because I was kind of like, what the heck you found? Like, because she was just kind of like, what is that? And then she was like, have we ever talked about fibroids? And I was like, no. And I literally just saw her back in November. So she didn't feel anything back in November. And now, you know, she felt something. It sounded like it was kind of big. I don't know, y'all. Well, they kind of got me a little bit. But I trust God with my body. And, you know, that's me and what I do. So he got me. Because my mind tried to spiral again, and I was like, what we not about to do is that. So I had to redirect my thoughts or whatever. But anyway, so the visit is over with, and in a couple of weeks, we'll just see what the ultrasound and the blood work and everything else is talking about. Here we are. Follow up soon. I am supposed to go to my doctor today to get an ultrasound. I was supposed to go last week, but the appointment was canceled because the ultrasound tech was sick. So I'm going today, and I'll come back later to tell you all how that went. I plan on putting all this out in October, and that idea came over the weekend. I was reading an article about Black women and uterine cancer and how prevalent it is, right? But a lot of times we are misdiagnosed or not diagnosed at all because we ignore the signs and symptoms. And so when I was reading that article, I was thinking like, yeah, you know what? For October, I am going to be talking about health and how your health matters. And I feel like I've said it before, but I'll keep saying it if I have to, how we can't ignore signs. We know something is off. We know something doesn't feel right, but we chalk it up to, oh, it's just because I'm getting older. but we really need to get it checked out. And then if it's like, oh yeah, this is something typical that happens as we get older, cool. But what if it's not? And so I'm gonna be talking all about that. Health is important. And over the years, I have taken it more seriously than in the past, because I've been one of those that be like, I don't feel like going to the doctor. I don't like going to the doctor. But as I've gotten older, I have, made it something that is important for me to do. Get a physical and other checkups and all of that stuff. So, yeah, when you all see this, it'll be October. But anyway, that's all I got. My little bra on. Shoot. This is my little work outfit. I need some new work clothes, but this is what I'm gonna wear today. It's a dress. Ooh, girl. Ooh. I just made myself laugh. Anyway, I will talk to y'all later when I get back from the doctor. All right, bye. All right, so that was part 1 of the vlog. And I'll be sharing part 2 next week, where I'm gonna be kind of just telling how I found out that I have fibroids. I will say it took me about 3 weeks to do that piece. Every time I tried, I would start crying. It would be a whole thing. So it took me about 3 weeks before I could get up the nerve to actually record and tell you all how I found out that I have fibroids. And just to say again, take your health seriously, okay? I'm not telling you that you have to. I know earlier I said you have to go to the doctor. You have to. You don't have to, but it's probably best that you do, because your health really does matter. And at the end of the day, you are going to be your biggest advocate, your best advocate, the one who can really shut it down when it needs to be shut down and bring it up when it need to be up, okay? It's stuck. But it's you. We go through life when we're younger and we think that we're invincible and that certain things will never happen to us. And we may not necessarily have that thought, but that's how we move through life. And when these unpredictable things happen, it can put us in this space where we're like, what the, you know what I mean? That's okay to be in that space, but then we've got to learn how to move forward with whatever it is that has happened and come our way. And I just do my best. It ain't always sunshine and rainbows over here. I laugh, I smile, I do all those things, but I do have them moments where I cry and I get stressed out, and there are just real moments where I don't want to do anything, okay? I don't want to do ish, but I feel better about myself when I keep moving, and that's just what I want to encourage you to keep moving. Do the best you can with what you got, because that's all we can do. Shine bright as that season, girl, you know you are a jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Sounding like you're wasting every time. Until you elevate, until you got, I feel like